Hey guys, how's everybody doing out there tonight? It was about this time last year, and I know this to be a fact that I announced a blockbuster trade between the Lakers and the Rangers, which really turned the tide of the entire season and just started off a war from right from the get go for to try to get as good as Renee's team. It was a huge trade. It was a blockbuster trade. Renee probably had the strongest team ever in the no control zone, and unfortunately, he couldn't pull off the victory. But it was a huge trade, and I know I put out a video about it because in Facebook I got a couple of days ago I got it pop up as a memory of 1 year ago today that I made that video when I posted it to Facebook. So anyway, so I've got a blockbuster trade to announce again this year. So we're gonna have some guys are taking serious runs at the cup once again. It should be fun, and this trade's a doozy. It's a good trade. I think it's very interesting. That's for sure. I'll definitely say that it is a blockbuster. And guess which two teams are involved this year? Well, it's the Harrison Lakers and the Shiloh Rangers. The only difference is that last year it was the Colwood Rangers. This year it's the Shiloh Rangers making another blockbuster trade. This is an 11-player trade. I think last year it was 12 or 13, but this year both guys pull off a trade. And yeah, so let's see how this trade breaks down. It's pretty cool. All right, so here we go. Normally, when I do these trades and I put them up, usually I have one side with the players going to one team and the other side with where the players are going to. But the pitchers have to be just of one team who's getting what because there's so many players involved. Six players going one way, five going the other, and the six players are going to the Harrison Lakers. And boy, have they ever made a strong move here, bringing over Sebastian Aho and Anze Kopitar, and in goaltending, got Markstrom coming over. On defense, Josh Klingberg coming over. And also on defense is Neil Pionk. And once again on defense, John Carlson. So right there, he's pretty much, Renee has just solidified his goaltending, his defense, and he's got all his draft picks this year too, and two good scoring forwards with Kopitar and Aho. So this is big. Now, the big important part about this trade is the contract years on these guys. Only Carlson and Kopitar have 2 years left on their contracts. Everybody else is just 1 year. So it's kind of an all-in move for this year with a couple of these two of the six guys going into next year. However, the guys that are going into next year's contracts, they're starting to age, and you don't know what's going to happen with those types of players when they age. It could start this year, the decline, or next year it could start in the decline. So it's definitely a move to win the cup this year. So Renee's making a huge push for the cup. So Renee's going to bring over, what's he bringing over here? He's bringing over 8 years in contract. So, and on six players. So going to the Lakers is Klingberg, Carlson, Pionk in goal, Markstrom, Kopitar, and Aho. Now let's see what Dean got for the Shiloh Rangers. Okay, so here's where the trade gets very interesting because there's two very different things happening for Dean coming to the Rangers, and basically he's bringing in four very highly touted prospects. So all four of them coming in are all prospects, not signed yet. So all quality players. There's Marco Rossi, there's Mason McTavish, Beniers, and Dylan Gunther are going to the Rangers. So the Rangers have completely completely filled up their prospect board, and it's going to be interesting to see what they do with them. But then on the other hand, they've also got themselves some good insurance. We all know how tough it is to get good goaltending in this league. Thatcher Demko comes over with 4 years on his contract, so it's a really interesting contrast here. Really super quality goaltender, which we all know you need in this league to win. And Dean goes for 4 prospects. Now, normally I would say, okay, Dean is, he's hitting the rebuild here. I said that last year because that's what it looked like as well. And Dean became into the top 5 of threats to win the cup last year. And it wouldn't surprise me if Dean turned around and traded all these prospects away. So, really interesting, really interesting take on it. I like how one is all prospects and the other is all the short term guys for going for the cup this year. So that's what Renee's doing. And yeah, I like it a lot. So, and of course, with the Rangers getting Demko, that's a solid move. The only thing I could have saw, maybe the Rangers might have been able to squeak out a draft pick maybe out of the Lakers on this one. But overall, this is an absolutely fair trade because it's so contrasting. There's 3 contrasting things happening in this. Renee is grabbing a bunch of short-term contract elite guys, but they're also getting older now too, but they're still elite, and bringing them over for 1 year and take a run at the cup. And then you got Dean going the prospect route. That's the second one. And the third way is by grabbing Demko for 4 years, which is a solid trade and anytime. So yeah, that's basically what we got for you. So it's a huge trade. Definitely puts the Lakers once again in contention for a cup. But the Lakers have been, they're gaining their hunger for the cup again. As it's been 4 years since they won a cup. So they could have won it in the COVID year. That was very possible. So anyway, Renee's going to go all in to try and get that 4th cup this year, but he's basically left his prospect cupboard empty. Goaltending is probably suspect with Hill and Saros isn't suspect, but definitely Hill is. Don't know which way that'll go. And Dean definitely solidified his goaltending with Thatcher Demko, and definitely has a lot of really good prospects to go from. But no matter what, there's a risk to prospects. And I don't care how good they are, you just never know until they get there what is going to happen. You take a look at a guy like that I took first overall in Lafreniere, and I think he's going to be a really good hockey player, but he's certainly not worth taking first overall like I took him. So even the number 1 prospects don't turn out a lot of times. So it's a risky move on Dean's part. However, there's 4 high end quality prospects here, and you got to think he's going to hit on at least 2 of them. So whether they produce right from the get-go, that's a whole nother story, but he's definitely solidified his goaltending. And like I said, could just be trading chips for Dean here. I have no idea. I never know what Dean's up to, if he's rebuilding or not. So I'm not saying a rebuild. So I guess in the short term, you definitely have to say uh, it looks like Renee won this trade, but it's offset with the Demko and what could happen. So I think I really love what the brainstorming of this trade. It's well put together, guys. I'm impressed. So anyway, there you have it. The Rangers and the Lakers last year pulled off a blockbuster. They pulled her off again this year. And yeah, let's get the season going, man. I know I'm itching to get to draft day here. I want to get going again. I just want a cup, and I'm just ready to go again. It's just like, yes, let's get the season going. I feel refreshed and ready. So I hope everybody's getting ready for the draft. Should be good. All right. You guys all out there, you take care. Peace out.